Hello, my name is Ahmadia Hines, and I'll be presenting my speech for communications class. In the year of 2020, I was hit with the ruthless wave of loneliness. I never thought I would be a victim of loneliness, but I was slowly becoming one. Going to school, working, and attempting to make new friends was all going well. However, while I was doing all of that, I was still feeling alone. I faced the most unexpected heartbreak ever. At 18 years of age, I lost my best friend. After hearing the devastating news, I instantly felt a deep feeling of loneliness. I was looking forward to more hilarious, honest, and inspirational conversations with my best friend. However, I came to the realization that that won't happen anymore. As a result, I isolated myself from my friends, family, and school. I used research and my own personal experience to find information on the topic of loneliness. As a young adult, us, along with other older adults, may want to know how loneliness impacts their lives. Loneliness is interpreted differently and can have negative causes and effects on young and elder adults. Loneliness is defined differently by different scholars. Loneliness has negative causes and effects on young adults, and loneliness has negative causes and effects on elder adults. I will go over this now in more detail. Loneliness is defined differently by different scholars. Loneliness can be a mental and emotional health construct that describes a deficit in an individual's feelings of social fulfillment, defined by the scholars Nathaniel Andrew and Suzanne Meeks in the article titled Fulfilled Preferences, Perceived Control, and Life Satisfaction and Loneliness in Elderly Long-Term Care Residents of their journal called Aging and Mental Health. Andrew and Meeks also support the definition by sharing that social dissatisfaction happens when one's desire for social and emotional support does not meet one's expectations. In agreement, from a personal perspective, I would usually go to my best friend for help in a difficult situation. However, I can't. Because I'm not able to receive the emotional support from the desired person, I was left dissatisfied. Andrew and Meeks goes on to mention that loneliness is also a negative state of emotion. Words such as emptiness and abandonment were also used to describe loneliness. Those words are an exceptional description of loneliness because that is exactly how I felt when my friend passed away. Loneliness is a subjective feeling of being without the type of relationship one desires. Is how the scholar Jesse Toscanini defines loneliness in the article Perspective Study of Isolation and Loneliness in Mortality in Finland of the journal American Journal of Public Health. Social isolation deals more with the environmental impoverishment or restriction stated by Toscanini, meaning there is physical separation between two persons or more. It doesn't include social media networking, and I agree because I no longer have physical or social media contact with my friend anymore. Social distancing is also a form of isolation. However, it deals with someone personally not wanting to be in contact with others. For example, I purposely avoided contact with my family members and friends due to my loss. Loneliness has negative causes and effects on young adults. Some young adults may feel as if they only serve one purpose in society. It is said that young adults are more focused on establishing themselves economically, educationally, and professionally. In Amy Rickoch's article titled Perceived Causes of Loneliness in Adulthood from his journal entry, Journal of Social Behavior and Personality, in agreement, many young adults feel that their only purpose is to work, go to school, and attempt to live their lives as their parents and society wants them to, instead of enjoying their youth. The feeling of being excluded or relocated from friends and others can also cause loneliness in young adults. Amy Rickoch also goes on to say that many young adults value togetherness, and when they are physically separated or relocated due to personal circumstances, it causes loneliness. They are usually separated from their friends, and sometimes the pressure of making new friends is too much to bear, or in some cases, they choose to not make friends at all. Peer pressure, conflicts, with parents, and substance abuse are all factors of loneliness that Rakach gathered from other scholars that can cause young adults to be lonely. The feeling of acceptance puts a lot of pressure on many young adults. It will cause some to become rebellious towards their parents and may sometimes result in substance abuse because they can't trust anyone. Not being able to trust anyone can also cause loneliness. In March of 2020, a deadly disease, coronavirus, was introduced to America. Because of the virus, it caused many colleges and high schools to extend their spring breaks and relocate to online classes. This was and still is an extreme transition for many students who went to school physically. Those who relied on the schools, such as the library, to complete their work are more than likely having a difficult time with online classes. In addition, those who understood concepts better when they were in the presence of their teacher or professor are probably also having a difficult time. The transition of campus classes to online classes can be frustrating and can cause loneliness in some students because they have no one to consult with. The anxiety can cause some students to just give up or reduce their motivation to complete their work. Loneliness has negative causes and effects on the elder adults. For example, being relocated to a new long-term care facility. Moving the elderly to a long-term care facility can sometimes cause them to feel alone and neglected by their families. Because they are moved to a new location, they have to adjust to the new ways of living. People like to feel a sense of control in their daily lives, and in certain nursing homes, that isn't being fulfilled. Not feeling in control can cause loneliness, as shared by the scholar Crutzen in his article, The Effect of Loneliness in the Elderly Population, a review, from the journal Healthy Aging and Clinical Care in the Elderly. Feeling powerless in a situation you have no control over can cause loneliness. If nursing home residents have more of their preferences satisfied, they will feel that they have more control of their daily lives, and it will empower them, as stated by Crutzen. Crutzen also shared that more nursing homes are attempting to satisfy their residents so that their residents won't feel as lonely and negatively affected by the situation. Due to the deadly virus COVID-19, nursing homes were negatively affected. As soon as the news about the coronavirus hit mainstream, nursing homes were advised to go into a complete quarantine. So those residents who have friends or family members that they rely on to keep them company throughout the year won't be able to see them. That could also result in loneliness. Although being separated from the virus is beneficial for the nursing homes, when they are locked down and not being able to go out on their own to visit friends and families, that can take a toll on them. Another example of negative effects is health. Health can be affected by loneliness in the elderly. Stress, depression, and anxiety are some factors that can cause health risks among elderly, as stated by James Crutzen. Loneliness can affect the brain and heart. Mental health problems can be caused by depression, anxiety, and stress can cause cardiovascular diseases. This can cause the body to become weak and decrease the elderly's physical activity, which can also result in cardiovascular diseases and affects the heart. Now let's go over what I've all stated. Let's review. Firstly, loneliness is interpreted or defined differently by different scholars. Secondly, loneliness has a negative cause and negative effects on young adults. And lastly, loneliness has negative causes and negative effects on elder adults. In 2020, loneliness changed my life. So the next time you face a difficult situation, will you think first before taking the lonely route? Thank you. Have a nice day.